Watch this. Hey, freestyle on it. Hey. I'm about to call it, can't go. All of the money, I let it go. I know she want me, I know she love me, she let me go. I'm about to beat it, you know I'm in. I got the money, you know I'm in. I'm got the bread up, it's just a twin. All of the money, it's going in. I'm getting lawless, I got the money. They looking flawless, they looking ballers. Can never hold us, I'm tryna roll up. I blow the drawer up, she wanna roll up. I got a photo, I gotta kill with it. I just steal with it, I'm about to kill with it. It's messy pill with it, like Johnny kill with it. I keep it real with it, yeah. I hold you calling, it's on me. I'm steady ballin' like Curry. I'm about to float it, don't worry. I know she walking, it's on me. I hold you calling, it's on me. I'm about to ballin' like Curry. I know I'm floating, don't worry. Watch how I'm walking, it's on me. And yeah, you know it's all good when I bend over. I'm a real ass player in the Range Rover. I was once with your bitch, now I'm about to fold her. Got the money with your bitch, now she all on us. Now it's time to get high when I ride by. With the wheel with your bitch, tryna fly. I'm a ball with your bitch, getting high. Too much money on the player, getting fly. Fall in love, give it up. She wanna go, you know what's up. She wanna fuck, I'm just a king. I get the money, I'm so supreme. I drop on the top with it, a bad bitch in it. I get the money up, I'm about to hit it. Let's get this rolling, I'm about to hit it up. Bad bitch, she know she about to get it us. I hold you calling, it's on me. I'm steady ballin' like Curry. I'm about to float it, don't worry. I know she walking, it's on me. I hold you calling, it's on me. I'm about to ballin' like Curry. I know I'm floating, don't worry. Watch how I'm walking, it's on me, yeah. I put it down, I know you now. I'm money raw and she going down. Bad bitch, she savage, not average. I'm a married, I gotta crack down on these hoes. Got the money up, you know it's flowing. Stick the bread to the city, know we go. And she already know about the flow. About the flow, yeah. About the flow, yeah. No, we're going, yeah. Oh, yeah. I hold you calling, it's on me. I'm steady ballin' like Curry. I'm about to float it, don't worry. I know she walking, it's on me. I hold you calling, it's on me. I'm about to ballin' like Curry. I know I'm floating, don't worry. Watch how I'm walking, it's on me, yeah.
I got flip money. I got that sending my gifts out through the Lyft money. I got that call a nigga now to clear the strip for me. The rare time I call a nigga to make a hit for me. I got my own, but your hoes just make it lit for me. You play the bro, but we know you really a bitch to me. I pass around my secrets and even snitch to me. Like discussions with my impressions, it's hard to get into me. I think the reason it's harder now for me to find a lover. I give credit to the lack of limits I've yet to discover. I get the impression she's an enigma or something or other. Got the right to suspect her, but never enough to cover. See niggas mad I did what they do when they had to. Like niggas mad I brought my McDonald's into the classroom. I got that, do it even if I never asked you. Looking too long into the past, why have it passed you? Long text, no sex, that's just a simp in ya. You feed off the little tension that she just sends to ya. I gotta stop her every time she try to mention ya. Cause I remember my time and really how short the distance was. She older. I fake. For the gold, I can't just let it go. I light a blunt as a compliment now to every low. I love the fact that they were comfortable back when they doubted. That just makes them uncomfortable now when they come around it. I can't act like I'm the same man that you used to. Things I come in contact with daily now would elude you. I complicate the matters by leaving a key here to you, knowing I don't even have a brick to house the feelings that moved you. Look, I keep opinions to kneel. The constant sharpening steel will cut the head that it wields. Abdullah Han, if you will. I cradle my mind to sleep while my heart searches for thrills with the very time that it kills. Oh, what a feel. I run from no one. I'm covered in love. Don't come for the youngs, they done come from enough. Rental probably in the tug. Anything moving get stuck. Ain't telling who he touch. Hope he feeling when he pull up. No ill wishes or death sentence. Nothing that we do is really that senseless. No bitter feelings. But shit, I get it. Get it how you live before they try to kill it.
Powered by
What it do, man? It's your boy Ann Walk. We here for episode 53 of the Table Talk Podcast. I'm gonna be your only player here today. You know, the homies handling some things. We dealing with some technical things that we're gonna actually fix to make the podcast better, to make the network better. So it's a whole lot of stuff we got going on. I'm gonna talk about a few things today. We don't got a lot, but we got enough that we should still do a show. So we're going to talk about a few things that's kind of been popping up in the news, on social media and stuff like that. I know the first one we're going to talk about is this Tim Tebow, signed to the Jaguars, man. I don't know. As a tight end, too, you know, so I'm going to get into that a little bit here in a second. I know I'm going to talk about Uber and Lyft as well, something big that came up in California that I think eventually is going to happen in a lot of other places. So we will touch on that. What else do we have? We have a few other things. I think I got two more topics that I'm going to touch on as well. Something to do with some hackers. So we'll talk a little bit about that and with this insurance company and what they had to do. And then I'll do a Would You Rather. I still got one planned. I don't know. We might run it back next week and do the same one, or I don't know. We might make a new one again because I have another one that I want to do. But with that being said, welcome to the Unanimous Table Talk Podcast. It's your boy Ann Walk, and let's get into this. So our first topic today is Tim Tebow signs with the Jaguars as a tight end. It's official. He signed on the dotted lines. I don't know if you guys know this. I'll kind of get into this now since we're kind of talking about it. I know this as of yesterday. He was in the top 5 jerseys sold on the NFL shop. They were Tim Tebow jerseys. I think at one point he had the number 1 spot as well. So that's crazy. Like, this Tebow mania kind of stuff is still going on. I wonder if it's Jaguars fans or just fans in general that were always fans of Tim Tebow. You know, he was a solid player, good guy. He made some kind of iffy remarks during, like, when he was an analyst at ESPN and stuff. Then he went and tried to do the baseball thing. Baseball thing didn't necessarily work out as well. I don't know, man. This is something I wanted to ask you guys out there, anybody that's watching. Wanted to ask my homies. Unfortunately, they're not here, but I'll kind of ask myself. What do you think this is for? Why do you think they did this? Why do you think Urban Meyer did this? I have a few reasons why I think he kind of did this. One is a brilliant idea, which I think it kind of just fell into his lap that he should do it. I don't know. But my whole thing is, you know, he knows this guy's a system guy. He knows Urban Meyer very well. It's always helped him through college. There was even some like pregame and NFL games back when he was playing with, I want to say it was Denver. It had to be Denver. And, you know, Urban Meyer's there with him pregame, getting him ready with the routine, getting him to throw the ball better with mechanics and the arm and release and all that. So you could tell, like, this guy, this player that used to play under him is a very special person. So I get that. I get that part. But I also remember Jaguars. You know, Urban Meyer's brand new, to NFL football. And, the Jaguars finally got him, gave him a crazy deal, gave him whatever he wanted, whatever coaches he wanted. So this is all going through Urban Meyer. But, he gives these people, the Jaguars give Urban Meyer everything he wants. And now he's gone after someone, He truly won it, and that was Tim Tebow. He's playing tight end. He was a quarterback. I heard from multiple Denver Broncos players that played when Tim Tebow was playing. They tried to put him at tight end, and it didn't work. This is a different game for Tim Tebow. He's going to be in the trenches. This is not, you're not protected, really. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in between on that line, like people grabbing, doing everything. Is he going to be ready for that? Are there going to be, defensive ends that are going to just be, hungry and ready to just take, go right after him? Because I'll tell you right now, that defensive player don't want to be in he don't want to be in that film room when they're doing tape after the game and Tim Tebow done, pancake them or something, because they're not going to say you got pancaked by Tim Tebow. They're not going to say you got pancaked by a tight end. You know what they're going to say? You got pancaked by a quarterback. That's what they're going to say. Now, I know he done put on a little bit more weight and so forth, and they're teaching him techniques, and, he's battling for that last spot. So we'll see where that gets him. One other thing, there's a lot going on with the Jaguars. They just drafted the number 1 pick, Trevor Lawrence. And maybe Urban Meyer is trying to get some of that heat off of Trevor Lawrence by picking up Tim Tebow. Now all the media will go towards Tim Tebow. It'll all be about Tim Tebow. Like I said, number 1 selling jersey on NFLshop.com. So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, I get it. I know what's going on. And that's why I think it's a brilliant part by Urban Meyer doing that, because it make Trevor Lawrence more relaxed. Because I don't know if you guys know, by the time the season starts, we're full capacity. They're in Florida. They're probably already full capacity, whatever. But we'll be full capacity at these NFL games. He don't get that break where it's a little bit of people in there, you know what I mean? No, it's going to be rowdy. And they're going to come out to those games too in Jacksonville. Best believe that. Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow now, and Trevor Lawrence. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So we'll see where that goes with camp and all that's coming up, and we'll just have to kind of, keep an eye on that. Let's get into the next topic. And this is it has to do with Uber and Lyft. 90% of the miles logged by Uber and Lyft drivers in California must be in electric vehicles by 2030, under a new state mandate, and that is from California. So here we have it. I mean, this is one of California's biggest, policy decisions of the year. It's very important. Like I said, this is by 2030. They have 9 years to do this. So we'll have to see. And it would, let's see, how much did they say it would cut? I think it would cut, greenhouse gas emissions. What else? All that kind of stuff. And let's see, do they have an equivalent? Yeah, they do. So it'd be the equivalent of cutting 400,000 cars off the street just by doing that. So I want you guys to think about that. Imagine, your city, wherever you live, if they had that many, if your city was that big, they had that many people, you probably have that amount plus more on the streets. Most of them are mechanical. They're not electric, non-electric cars. So imagine all that, toxic air, pollution and all that. And then imagine cutting that in half or knocking 400,000 off. Imagine that. What that's going to look like, what that environment's going to look like, what that area is going to look like, what the money's going to do for that area. So many things can happen. It's going to start to look a little bit different. But it's a good thing. I understand. But at the same time, a lot of these car companies, these mobile car companies, they're starting to put out more electric cars. I see them more and more besides Tesla. I've seen these trucks, Dodge trucks, Ford trucks, electric. So we're seeing that more and more. And I think by that time, You don't see. I mean, me personally, I don't see electric cars all the time. You never know if you do, just because you're driving, really not paying attention. But you don't really see a lot. But by that time, I mean, every other car potentially, every third car potentially could be electric. So I think these bigger cities are going to start adopting this. These bigger, these places where there's a lot more traffic and stuff like that. But this is huge because in other countries, I'll kind of give you a little breakdown here. I've been to China before, and the pollution there is terrible. The smog is terrible. And it's because of, factories. It's because of all these cars. There's so many people there living there. There's a lot of people in China. So a lot of smog. And if you don't have a car, you have a bike. And I'm talking about rows of bikes, just like cars. There's almost more bikes on the street than there are cars now. But when I think about over here, I don't see the bikes like that as much. I do, but it's not like a known thing. Like I'm talking about rows of 5 to 8, maybe even 10, 5 to 10, and then rows, 5 to 10, and then about 10 rows back of bikes in China. And this is in a lot of other places that are like that. But I just think about that. I know it'd be harder to work here, and, we got a lot of other stuff going on. But I don't know, man. Maybe with more people start using more public transportation, it'll cut down on it as well. That also helps. So we'll definitely have to see, because these bigger places have a lot of these, public transportation kind of things that you can take. So you don't have to worry about, that part of the people. Obviously, you'll have your obvious, truck drivers and stuff. You can't change that. I get that. But you can, You use more trains, and I understand trains, and I get it. I know it's still polluting. But if we could cut back on something, it makes it a little bit better. And then you potentially don't have to worry about cutting 400,000 cars off the street. I mean, come on, man. Like this is obvious stuff. So, we'll see where it takes us. Do I think it's going to be rapid? I say in the next 5 years, it's definitely going to start popping up more and more. And then by the end of that, that date for California, yeah, a whole lot are, because they're going to see the difference. Alrighty, let's get into another topic. And that has to do with some hackers, man. This is a cool little topic, man. I want to talk about the homies with this one. I could have waited on this one, but I like the topic so well, I'm going to give you my little intake. So one of the largest U.S. insurance companies paid a $40 million ransom to hackers. $40 million. $40 million. So the Chicago-based insurance company, CNA, one of the largest insurance companies in the United States, paid a $40 million ransom. And this was in late March after hackers stole a trove of company data, and they locked them out for nearly 2 weeks. So that's a long time to be locked out in, a few days. That's tough. A week. All right. Week and a half. Okay, man, we got to figure this out. And that's on a $40 million. 2 weeks, they're like, all right, we can't do this anymore. So 2 weeks, they paid them $40 million. They got to be set. They're obviously probably trying to track that money down and seeing you did it, but they're hackers and they got in there and did all that. It's dangerous, man. And, companies all over the world are falling victim to this type of hack. Like, these type of companies are dealing with this. They're becoming way more common. So, where do we stand with this, man? I know a lot of people joke around and they say, I wish they would hack all our student loans and drop them and do all that. And I'm right there with you, man. Trust me, I'm right there with you. But, what do we do? Because a lot of this stuff, man, this is personal information that these people are getting into like that, with a snap of a finger. So what what are these companies gonna do, man? They're gonna have to hire, anti-hackers, or they're gonna have to hire hackers to prevent hackers from hacking. This is craziest stuff. Craziest stuff. How do you do that? You know what I mean? How do you do something like that? I mean, because what if it's a hacker and they backdoor it, and then they get back in, they hack back in. I know like that, government has hackers that they do and have all that, but that's a lot, man. That's a lot to be dealing with. I don't even know how you do that. So, this Chicago company just said, forget it. And they gave these hackers $40 million. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously these companies are making a lot of money. Maybe they have insurance on hacking and on cyber attacks, because these cyber attacks are getting crazy, man. I mean, I think they did something with, what do you call it? They did that pipeline, cyber attack that, messed that all up, caused a little break for a minute. People buying gas and all that. So, you're seeing this more and more. Like, it's becoming a thing. I don't know if you guys know the video game Watch Dogs. That's all that is. This is just real life Watch Dog stuff. So, I mean, bruh, that's crazy. 40 million. And I don't know how many hackers, or if it was a hacker. I think they said it was like Phoenix hacker group or something like that. I'm not sure who it was. But yeah, they got their rocks off. So damn near shout out to them, because that's man. And all these companies are just paying these ransoms, like whatever. And I bet the government's like, don't do that, because more people are gonna do it. But they want their shit back. So what do you expect them to do? I really don't know what you expect them to do. So yeah, it's a cool little topic that I wanted to touch on. And then we'll get into our last topic of the day. It's always our Would You Rather. And I think this is a dope one that I'm still going to talk about. And I'll ask everybody out there. So this is for everybody. Would you rather lose the ability to lie or believe everything you're told? So I'll repeat this one more time. And this is for everybody out there on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Would you rather lose the ability to lie or believe everything you're told? This one is crazy because, one, I hate a gullible type person. So I wouldn't want to believe everything I was told, because I'm going to be lied to. Or would I just rather lose the ability to lie? For me, player response, hey, I can lose the ability to lie because I ain't going to lie to you. I know y'all done heard that from me. I ain't going to lie to you. You know what I mean? So, look, I ain't got nothing to hide. It's for the people that got stuff to hide and they don't want to tell people the truth and stuff like that, you got those type of people. Because I'm telling you right now, believing everything you're told, you know what type of life you got to live, or what type of life you going to live. It's not even going to be based off of everything you see. It's going to be based off of everything you're told. And that's already a problem right now. That's already a problem. You know what I mean? That's already a problem right now, because people are being born, these kids are being born and being told shit from the jump, right? So they grow up learning that. What's one of the main problems we're trying to break right now in the world? What is it? Racism. So if I'm a young child, and as a child, you're acquiring the most knowledge. Your brain is still growing. When you're being told things like this, and these are the only things you're being told, and it's by your family, obviously you're going to believe it. It's going to be ingrained in you. And that's what I have a problem with. I can't be ingrained with believing everything somebody tell me because people lie. People don't need to lie, and that's why I'd rather lose the ability to lie because I don't have to lie. I'm not going to have to sit here and lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. You feel me? So, believing everything you're told, nah, I can't do it. Couldn't do it. Lose the ability to lie. Yeah, I think I could work that out. Maybe. But I understand people's positions, though, because some people live some certain type of lifestyle. They can't. They got to lie. I feel you. So maybe this would you rather maybe ain't for y'all. You feel me? Maybe it's not for you necessarily because I feel you on that one. I definitely do. I definitely do. But yeah, I think that's all we got for today. Quick little, 30-minute joint. We threw in there, just for some content for you guys. We try to keep this pumping every day, every week with new content. I'll take these last few minutes to talk about some of that content and what we're kind of doing. So, we have the Grizz Biz My 2 Cents show. It's every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's Grizz, Ivory the Aries, and the Greenbat Express. So make sure you guys are checking that out. And then, as you guys know, we do this Table Talk podcast every Saturday at 1 p.m. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. Every Saturday, it's me, Marcus, and Tokin. And then I think he's figuring out a schedule right now, but he was doing 3:30s. He was doing 11:30s. But we have the Pound for Pound MMA podcast with Jalen. So we have a lot going on. We're getting ready to add a few more podcasts to, the Unanimous Network. That I'm super excited for you guys, to see. I just can't wait. We're getting more involved with people out there. More people are coming onto the show. We have a whole lot going on. Here, let me fix this. Yeah, so I could just see me and not the thing. But yeah, we got a whole lot going on. Like I said, Grizz Biz My 2 Cents show every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Pound for Pound MMA podcast every Saturday, usually like 11:30 or 3:30, just depends. I know they're fixing that schedule again, and then we have this podcast right here, the Unanimous Table Talk Podcast with me, Marcus, and Tokin. That's every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys don't mind just liking the page, liking all our videos, and subscribing, we greatly appreciate it. We're working on this, and we got a lot more coming. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. And this is Ann Walk, and y'all be safe.
I got sit money, I got flip money, I got that sending my gifts out through the Lyft money. I got that call a nigga now to clear the strip for me. The rare time I call a nigga to make a hit for me. I got my own, but your hoes just make it lit for me. You play the bro, but we know you really a bitch to me. I pass around my secrets and even snitch to me. Like discussions with my impressions, it's hard to get into me. I think the reason it's harder now for me to find a lover. I give credit to the lack of limits I've yet to discover. I get the impression she's an enigma or something or other. Got the right to suspect her, but never enough to cover. See niggas mad I did what they do when they had to. Like niggas mad I brought my McDonald's into the classroom.